a month, but then we extended it. And we look at, while we may say in the past less fortunate, but sharing love doesn't necessarily mean less fortunate. It's just an opportunity to say we are here, you're in our hearts, and we are so thankful. So the initiative is a way of us just basically saying that we love you regardless, whether you're with us as an organization or not. So that is what the Love Basket Initiative is about. Its significance, however, is very important, because while a lot of people think, oh, SKELEC, they just want me money, come in, compare your rates. It's another initiative, another way for us to give back to the community. So we're already and always excited to dress up in the red and white and go out in the colors and just be in the community at large. So I'm thankful that we are able to spread the information this morning to our community.
Thank you, Ms. Rogers. And as you mentioned that, and I say this to persons on our program all the time, SKELEC is our public enemy number one. A lot of times people associate SKELEC with disconnection or current gone or high bill, just something negative. And we do have a lot of positive activities that we are engaged in. So I am happy that we're able to speak about the Love Basket Initiative. I love the name of it. It's not just a basket, but it's a love basket. It's a love that we are spreading. We are sharing all of this joy and cheer. So, Ms. Eza, if there's anything that you'd like to add to what Ms. Rogers said, and speak more specifically to, how it came about, especially as we are now, I'm not sure what year we're in now, but we're at a significant number now. If you can speak more to it.
Yes, thank you for that. She said a bunch, but I'm just going to add a few. It was more like keeping in touch with the former employees. It's like they have gone, and we don't want them to feel like we don't care about them anymore, and we just rest them to the side and everything. So we came up with the idea to just distribute the love baskets, and we also asked other staff who are there, to contribute to it as well. And some of the staff would contribute considerably to it as well.
Okay.
Yes.
That's really good. I have my items I need to remember to bring every day. I forget, but
Please bring
I'm
them.
all over the place. I have them to bring.
Please.
So now that we're speaking about items, what is included in this love basket? And I'm going to tell you why we need to talk about it. We have this program here, we have some dedicated listeners, and some of them have called in before and said, listen, this basket, why you give me a lot of things in it, a share and a share, I have enough for a long time. What is it? And I know you do the shopping, Miss Hazel. So what is it that they get, Miss Hazel? What is it that you go and you buy?
Shopping. The reason why I do the shopping, because the department, the public relations department, it was just a one-man department, and it was a male. And you know how males shop.
So
they don't look at price.
Shop. You're saying they can't shop.
They're not mindful of prices.
They don't look at prices.
Right.
And they just take up the apple them with all of them.
And throw them in.
So you had to go and take over.
Yes, because there was a particular year I sent them to buy the stuff, and when they came back, I was like, "Where the stuff? And where's the money?" They're like, "Well, we just pick up."
Because Miss Hazel, you know what would happen? They would use $100 in toilet paper.
Yes, and I said, "No."
Think of anything.
No.
Listen, y'all, she see how Jicky is killing himself here. I feel like Jicky can't get set out either.
No, and I said, "No, it ends there." And so I decided to take it upon myself, along with Mr. Kevin Morton, who would assist me, and I go along with the former PRO, and we purchase the stuff, and we get plenty more for the money.
I remember one year with Miss Hazel, Miss Rogers, and it was a very intimate process. She took up the item, left away. Supposed to have diabetes. This one had too much sugar. Not this one. Miss Hazel was so
particular.
Yes,
right?
about the items.
And you see, she has an idea as to whom the former employees were.
Yes.
Continue with the organization.
Yes.
And of course, within our department, we are mindful of, certain medical issues, concerns when it comes to staff. So she's the ideal person for such. And even I said to her, Miss Hazel, when are you going to start the shopping? She said, Miss Rogers, I'm coming. But she's ready for this weekend because, again, paying attention to details.
And probably a sale happening this weekend that we don't know about, that Miss Hazel knows about. That she's got. So Miss Hazel, tell us what's in the basket, what you typically shop for.
We shop for like milk.
Okay.
We get the box milk, like the almond milk, and we get like sardines, Vienna sausage, we look at the crackers, cheese, we get fruits, all those kind of things.
And
rice, flour, sugar, yes. a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Bunch
and
of
the,
stuff
and
that
the toiletries as well.
Yes.
We get those as well. And it's so much that it can't fit into a basket.
it cannot fit into a basket. So we have to get bags from your department. So we pack the other stuff in the bag and give it to them
Yes,
as
I
well.
saw.
I have your
Yes,
bags
it's a
waiting
lot
for
of
you
stuff.
because I
Oh,
know you
thank
have a lot that's going to happen.
Yes.
I have
Thank
your
you.
bags waiting for
Thank you.
So, ladies, earlier you spoke about the fact that staff do contribute to
Yes.
it. We want to speak about how much of a collaborative effort this is. Like, where does the money come from? Where do the items come from? How are we able to put this together to give these donations?
Okay, thank you. The company would contribute considerable amount to it.
Correct.
And then staff would contribute as well. And then we combine together, and that is what we make the baskets from. And the GM, I cannot forget him. Every single year he contributes to it as well. So I can't leave him out.
Okay.
That's one thing with him. When he sees the memo comes to him for approval, bam, 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 he writes the check
we
and give
get
his
it.
amount.
Because even now, Mrs. we noticed the increase in food prices.
Yeah.
We would have had to go back to him several times and Mr. Williams, this is not enough money.
Yeah.
What can we do with this amount of money? And he has always been mindful and considerate. There's never a time he says, well, no, we can't.
Yes.
Yeah, this is something that is an initiative that is giving back. And so his contribution is really, really, really commendable. Commendable because and now even when we are shopping this time we're hoping we have enough because food prices are very high.
Yes.
And if we may have to go back to him, I am certain that he would say, Lord, you'll come back, but he would give consideration. Yes.
We have our lovely Patrice Harris here. She can just try on
But she and the truth is, Miss Harris. But the truth is, even when we put out the hampers for employees, you will see them, for the nation, what's it called?
The love boxes?
The
The boxes, yes. You would find a lot of the staff, they do bring in and make their contribution as well. So it's not just a one-sided, it's employee, management, and so forth. And even in anything, because even when we have certain things that we may say, what else can we add outside of food? Consideration is always given. Yeah.
And I know, people get their big barrels December time. Let me say they probably have some. And I know people make sure they put something aside out of their barrels to be able to put in that love
you're
box.
receiving all the barrels.
Yes, I think that's what we say at the port, GQ. Trucks and trucks. Yes, but I have...
Obviously, there's something you're not sharing with us in the department because I know
when I get back, I'll share. When I get back, I'll share.
Yes, but our staff, I know that they do look forward to that.
Yes.
They look forward to being able to make that contribution because these are their former colleagues.
Yes.
These are persons that they used to work with, and we're going to talk about it later on. But when we do actually go on the road, because I've done it twice, but it clashes with my birthday, so I don't always get to go.
That's why you're saying the best persons are
born in this month. It clashes with my birthday, I don't always get to go. But the times that I did go, the warmth, it was just an experience. Like sometimes they don't want us to leave, the recipients, and we can just feel that SKELEC love, that it transcends beyond our 8 to 4. It's a real family. You don't love your family all the time, but you do love them most of the times. And it's a real family experience. So let's have a conversation about how many persons receive the baskets every year. 6 baskets we put together.
Yes.
And can you remember the names of some of the persons who would have received baskets already?
Yes.
Okay.
Miss Heather, you want to?
No, I want to emphasize on 2 names.
Go ahead, and then I'll give
That's
you it.
Lydia Dumpling Manners Chapman.
It's really a calling. Tell me how big the basket
It's true.
was.
And Louisa Lolo Jeffers.
She can call in just now. Just
She
hold
didn't,
on.
she
And we
She
have
will.
James Bam and Hanley
Oh
as
yes,
well.
that was a few years ago.
And Eugene Heiliger.
Yes.
This was just you can
Janet Nyers, Courtney Brown, George Gilbert, Irvin Barnes, Wentworth Richardson, Eustace Archibald, and Miss Hayes, I think I spoke to Eugene Heiliger.
Yes.
And Tyson Daniel Liebert and a few, because again it's a number of years, so we are speaking of the most recent names we can recall at this time. But I know you spoke to Lulu.
Yes, this
And,
is Lulu's program, you know.
Really?
This is Lulu's program.
And Miss Manners Chapman.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. We got feedback when we went to Mr. James Handy Parman, where he was very appreciative of it as well, because he's a person who was with the organization for many years. So. Yeah, so I'm happy that, you know, the initiative for, I don't even know her as Dumpling, Mrs. Chapman, of course, is always on the radio saying, "Skeleton so bad."
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So in terms of the response that we have gotten, it's been just about always favorable.
Yes.
And you know, sometimes, I'll tell you all, sometimes it's a little party. Like we show up to these homes and there's a layout for us. There's a spread, there's a cooler, there's some soft drinks, there's a little music. These people are nicely dressed. What time are you coming up the road? And when you reach, you can't believe. I have again been a part of it. The 2 times that I went, I was jaw-dropped at this production, I call it. Yes.
It's a moment for us to have fun as colleagues as well, because we have persons from different departments coming together to the delivery, and we're dressing our colors, and it's just the thought of it's Valentine's Day.
Yes,
so we are all in love together and we're delivering. So it is always an enjoyable moment for us again. Cohesiveness, the cohesion together as colleagues as well.
So outside of the Love Basket initiative, are there any other efforts that we make as a company to keep up to date and keep in touch with the persons who have retired?
Yes, Mrs. I'll let you address and then I'll add to.
We do call them. We would see them on the street, say hi to them and everything. And if they have, like, you know, unfortunate, like death in the family or stuff like that, we'll reach out to them. If we know they're in distress or in need, we'll also reach out to them and see how best we can assist them.
Yes.
You know, so those are some of the things we do to keep connected to them.
And even hospital visitations. And generally what we've seen is we have a colleague at the power station. Should I call his name? Our power station manager, Mr. Kevin Bennett.
The great Bennett.
He knows of all the, the unfortunate when persons would pass for the company. We rally together as much persons to attend the funeral. We have our own little choir at times within the organization to imitate where we render selection during funeral services for not just past but present. So what we are doing is that while persons are in the organization and you transition into retirement, we're making efforts and steps to let you know that we will always be mindful. We have situations where persons would have been hospitalized and unable to have certain things, and we as a company would provide and reach out. But it's so much, sometimes each person's situation is confidential and private, but we do, within the HR department, make every effort and endeavor to be in touch. We have Vaughn Francis, Vaughn Sylvester Francis.
Nobody knows that
Everybody
name.
knows him as Kaka.
Yes. yes.
That's his name. Who, even when we have, and it's commendable, even when we are not able to reach out as the HR department, these persons would make contact and say, hey, Miss Rogers, Miss Hazel, this is what's happening, Miss Smith, I think you should make that contact. So even though we prepare you for retirement, currently the current staff who are employed right now, it's just a collaboration of us always making sure that we know what's happening with our retirees as well.
I know Mr. Francis Kakak. This is something that he's passionate about. I know sometimes Kakak does call the doctor himself and say such and such coming this time.
Correct.
He is very in tune with the persons who have retired. So God bless your heart, Mr.
And Mr.
Francis.
Bennett as well.
Mr. Bennett, the work that y'all are doing with our retirees and the HR department as well, just keeping in touch, answering their calls, even when they see you on the street and having that conversation with them is very warming.
And Miss said, don't come back, because we had 2 visitors this week. What's the gentleman from the power station who went
Roy Leston Richards.
They come back, and our good friend McCallman. He is back on the island. He said, Miss Rogers, and I'm here. So I said, what does that mean? So even when they leave the organization, the rapport, the relationship that we establish with them, they're always, and when we release them, we let them know that you're always welcome.
Yes.
You're always welcome, because we have this thing that we say we are family within the SKELEC company. We are, and as you rightfully said, we may not love each other all the time as family members.
Yes.
It's any relationship.
Yes.
But we let them know that you're always welcome home at the end of the day.
And one of the things that we started doing, and think we should speak about it, is our farewells.
Yes.
The send-off parties that we have been having, and how that would really help with the person. Because with time, it's not easily mentally for everyone.
Correct.
They can now think, oh boy, I don't have anything to do, I'm going to get old and sit down. So I think we need to speak about the farewell parties or initiatives that we do, and how we think that has really been helping for our retirees as well.
It's a good gesture, but most of the retirees, they don't want that. I don't know for what reason, because some of them get so emotional.
Yes.
And then because of that, they don't want to do it, or they don't want to be out in the public eye. You know, those kind of things. But we say, hey, look, no, we have to. You know, because years of service, dedicated. We have some real dedicated and committed employees.
We do,
and we really have to.
Yes.
And you know, I would sit down, I would speak to them and say, no, we have to do this. We have to let us allow us.
It's
you
okay
know,
for
and
us
they
to
would
celebrate you.
Okay, but don't make me cry, or you know, those kind of things. And sometimes they still break down and you know, and cry, and that's something to be dissatisfied. Yeah.
Some of them, we had one just as recent as last week, we had to release after extending his services based on the exigencies of the company. And I got the impression, he said, I don't want to go. I said, you know, we know the time would happen and come. And again, letting them know that we are still here for you, regardless. We had one about 2 months ago, 3 months, when I read the poem. I got emotional. Yes, and you know, just cry, and you're saying, wow, these are the, and as we said, rightfully said, dedication and commitment.
And these are grown men breaking down in tears. I witnessed it makes it.
And remember, some of this is all they know.
All they've done.
Yeah,
so from SKED right up to SKELEC, it's all that
some of it's done. From school to there.
Yes.
Then,
So we just want to continue letting them know that even though you're not with us, we identify you, we are coming to you, we are telling you that we still love you regardless, we appreciate you regardless. And maybe it's now something, because as we progress in the program, maybe it's something we need to now not do just on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
But we could look at
more reaching out and visiting. So ladies, this program does include a call-in segment. I'm going to take the opportunity now to open up the phone lines for anyone who wants to call in and make a contribution, any questions that you might want to ask as we continue the conversation. And Jiki will let me know when we have any callers. We have callers already, Jiki, not as yet. And what we have been discussing this morning is SKELEC's Love Bars. We have a caller now. All right. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is this program is PowerTalk?
Yes.
Okay. Now I understand. I have a question.
All right.
All my life, I ban my telephone in house. And go and come, telephone in house, still working. Well, all of a sudden from last year, a telephone company come with the foolishness about fiber optic, and they take out the current, electrical current, out of the telephone system. So when the current gone, something happen, you cannot call fire. Now 911 on your house phone because it's not working because they don't have any current in it. And if you have a cell phone, you go down the road and the little change where you got in it cut out. Whatever property of somebody is born in, you can burn to the ground because there is no way to communicate with the police, 911 or the fire. So I want to know who gave the telephone company authority to take out the current out of the landline. That's my question. It's not good. I'll listen out here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, caller. Thank you for calling and expressing this concern to us. Me personally, this is not something that I've ever heard about before. I'm actually going to have to engage our engineering management team to understand, because we really don't want to have persons in a position where they are unable to reach out if there is an emergency. So I'm going to have to speak to our engineering management team and hope that this actually isn't the case, and hope that it is not related to one particular area, and we speak to the telecommunications providers. But as you are aware, we are the electricity company. We only provide electricity. Yes, we are a public utility, and we work together with the other utilities on the island, and we can have that conversation. But that is not SKELEC's realm, because that is not our technology. But we can have that conversation because we understand the importance of what you mentioned. All right, Jiggy, we have more callers. All right, that caller was impatient. Another one. All right, good morning, caller, you're live.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Is the one and only the great Lolo?
Good morning.
Good morning. You ain't going to tell me, Lolo, we ain't hear you, you ain't call us. So my daughter, Patrice, I want to ask a question, and I know who can answer it, right? A very important question.
Listening.
You're all going to give barbecue. You're going to give a container of chicken wing in the package this year? Good morning, Miss Hazel.
Good morning.
You know, the question is for you. I love you. And since you are going to give one basket, I'm going to stop steal your barbecue, that you could put your barbecue in a basket to give somebody.
Miss Hazel?
Seriously, I want somebody to tell me. You might not be jokes and stuff. I want to thank you all very much for your work that you all do. You all are the number one working department in the Federation. I worked there for many years. I love all the people here in this small up in America. Good morning, and Judith the cleaner. Good morning, and all the other cleaners. Everybody. The manager come right down, highly God, everybody, all the workers. Love you all, and I am your child, I'm your baby, because you all just look after me no matter what. Thank you all for your service. Love all of you. So, Miss Hazel,
so much.
please remember to carry some barbecue.
What she said? The KFC barbecue?
I don't know, did y'all, Lola, you got some barbecue sauce in your bag?
So there was so much things I get from her. You had to call 2 children with 2 cats. I stopped stealing barbecue now, since you are going to give out basket. I stopped stealing barbecue out a basket in rams. So enable for you all to put a barbecue basket, whatever it is, a big container in the big basket. You know?
One day I was shopping in Ramsad. I had KFC in my trolley. And then I just turned my back. And then I looked around and it disappeared.
See you. Bye. Love you all.
She
took it all. And I was...
You can hear the story, you know. So Lulu took up your box of KFC barbecue out of your cart in Rams. And now that's why she's asking if we can put the KFC in the basket. That's a smart idea.
The container chicken wings.
Yes.
Do we have any more callers, Chicky? All right. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Hi, pleasant good morning.
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 What you are used to look after retired people and home? Well, I call in on behalf of Mr. Charles Gums. Mr. Charles Gums, we sent home from the electricity department, SKELEC, from 2013, and he home and he passed away, and then all the gift you all give out, you all never come give him a food basket. Now he says, send him a get well thing, and he worked all his life, he worked there at SKELEC, electricity department till he reached SKELEC, and not a soul ever look after him. He said when he passed away, and to this present moment, and I could talk positive vibes about what I'm saying at the moment. No care food hamper you all give out, not a soul ever look after Mr. Charles Gums, Harper who sleep on the backer. And not a soul ever bring anything in. The only person used to visit him, never come back. P2, when he come check me, and now when I get give him a little change. And Eugene Harley gone. Mr. Harper work at electricity department to SKELEC for 34 hard years. All of them being here in the house is a plot. That's all Mr. Harper did, and he passed away. 3 years now, and he never get nothing. He old wife here, and not a soul ever offer her a thing. Blessing, you all enjoy all rest of the day.
All right,
You
caller.
too,
Thank you
thanks.
for calling. For most of us who are here in this room, that predates our time. I really can't speak intelligibly about what would have taken place during that time. But since I've been at SKELEC, I would have heard about Harper, the backhoe driver, and I know that his efforts have been appreciated at SKELEC because people still talk about him. So we are saddened by his loss. We are saddened by having lost him as one of our former employees. And again, the Love Basket Initiative, we distribute to 6 persons every year. So you can imagine, for whatever duration we have been doing it, it's only 6, and there's so many persons who would have retired. So we'll try our best to get around to as many persons as possible. And it's not just only about the Love Baskets, but you did mention, you know, people come in and checking in and doing these things here and there. That's because he is a part of the SKELEC family. So we apologize if there is any, you know, undealt with the feelings and hurt and emotion from that situation, but Mr. Harper is definitely always in our thoughts and prayers at SKELEC. All right, Jackie, do we have any more callers? All right, so we're going to begin to wrap up the program. We're at the end, ladies. Okay. We're going to take this opportunity to just let the public know if they want to become involved in the Love Basket Initiative, how they can do so, and you can provide your wrap up, and we'll be at the end of the program.
Okay.
All right.
So, as mentioned, and we recognize, of course, with our last caller, there's much more work we can do, and we are committed as a department, as an organization, a company, to reach as many persons as we can with this initiative. And again, not just maybe Valentine's Day, but look at different areas where we can give back. So, I'm going to provide some numbers, telephone numbers, contact numbers. And we, of course, Ms. Harris, would welcome any and every person to come on board as we do this love distribution. Our telephone number, of course, 465-2000. And I'm going to give 3 extensions. And for those who are listening overseas, because Ms. Harris, I'm thinking we have a listening audience outside of St. Kitts.
We do.
And it's 1-869-465-2000. And the extensions are extension 7254. That is the executive assistant to our general manager, Mr. Clement Jomo Williams, extension 7254. I'm also going to give our extension within the Human Resource Department, extension 7249, and to our Corporate Communications Department, extension 7275. And once you reach these numbers, the extensions, we'll be more than happy to come to you and just sit and discuss with you how we can collaborate together, be it another organization, a company, or just a citizen at large, and a family who just decides, you know, it's time for me to give back, because we are all blessed regardless.
Yes,
we are blessed daily. We can see in the little that we give. There's a saying we grew up with, Miss Harris, little is much when God is in it. And we will always be appreciative of us joining together, coming together. So those are the numbers. We are committed as a department. I believe we have one of the best departments within the organization, the HR department. We work very hard, Miss Harris. Yes. We work very hard. And while working with our colleagues and the various departments, it's not a one-man, a one-department job. We all work together as an organization. You'll be amazed how we just come together as a company and just say, we're going to make it happen. People may think it's just during hurricane time or disaster, or we have this crisis. Little, but there are things that we do together as a department, corporate communications, finance, customer service. When there's a need, we come together. And if you wish to make contact with any other member of staff and have that conversation, you can, and the information will be transferred. So, Ms. Harris, we are truly grateful to share what we are doing, just one of the little snippet of the things that we are doing when it comes to our employees who are currently with us and those who have transitioned into retirement. So thank you very much. Thank you. And we're looking forward to other persons coming on board. Thank you, Miss Harris.
When you said looking forward, I thought you were going to say looking forward to coming back on air, but I guess I'll have to keep my wishes to myself. Listen, general public, long I've been nudging for this to happen, but the stars align and everything happened today. Thank you, Jesus. Miss Hazel, Your parting words for today, please.
My parting words, Miss Rogers said a lot, so I won't really add to it because she said a bunch. But the last caller, something really disturbed me in my spirit. The last caller referenced Charles Gums, because I know we did deliver basket to him already, and because I was there, I was present, and even when he died, our backhoe went assisted in digging the hole and everything and covering up and everything. So it kind of disturbed me in my spirit, because I know definitely we did go to see Charles Gums. We did took a basket to Charles Gums. So it kind of disturbed me in my spirit.
I understand.
And, yeah. I don't know if she wants us to come and look for her or to bring something to her, then she can say that. But
We can.
yeah.
And we can reach out,
yes.
because
Yeah, to her.
grief is hard. And again, I mentioned that I have just joined SKELEC. We just had 4 years. Miss Rogers and I are celebrating this month, and I've heard about her since I've been
We
here.
have heard
I've
a
seen
lot.
the pictures. I've heard about him.
Not really, because even when we went to the funeral, I mean, she broke down. And she was like crying and say, you know, dog is going to be better than her now and that kind of thing. And you know that, yeah, I got so emotional from that. So I don't know if she wants us to reach out to her.
And we can.
Yeah.
We are committed to.
We will.
Besides, we help in so many ways people don't know within the department.
Because we don't need to say everything.
And Miss Hayes
Yeah.
just spoke to even when the backhaul. There's are things that we do, and like I said earlier, some things are done confidential and private.
Yeah.
And we will address and we will revisit and
See how much
more we can do. So thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming, Miss Hazel.
Thank
Thank you for coming, Miss Hazel.
It's a pleasure.
Jiggy, thank you for having us. And we will be back for this third Wednesday in the month. We want to thank all of the persons who would have tuned into our program, whether it is on YouTube, on Facebook, or even if you've listened on the radio. You are a crucial part to the success of this program and to SKELEC as a whole. Remember that SKELEC is the nation's leading utility provider, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You were just listening to SKELEC PowerTalk. You get every other Wednesday right here on ZLIZ Radio. We'll take a break, get a word from our sponsors.